Welcome to Torah After Dark, where scriptures meet the real world, raw and unfiltered. This isn't your typical Bible study. We're diving deep into the Torah, the prophets, and today's world, from prophecy and exile to politics, culture, and controversy. I'm Gadol HaGadol, a Black American student of the Torah, bringing straight truth with no filters, no fluff, and no fear. We stream regularly because Torah doesn't clock out. Whether it's the law of exile, prophecy breakdowns, or what's really going on in the news, we're bringing it back to the Torah. Got any questions, topics, or want to debate live? Hit the inbox or email gadolhagadol@gmail.com. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the live, and join the membership for exclusive breakdowns, biblical challenges to Christian claims, and teachings you won't hear anywhere else. This is Torah After Dark, with the people still seeking truth, even when the world turns their lights off. Let's get into it.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength. Hallelujah.
Take my hand.
Take my hand. Take my
Lead me to
hand.
you.
Lead me to you.
Love.
Lead me to you. Love. All praise due to the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, Isaac and Jacob. God of Abraham,
God of Abraham,
Isaac and Jacob.
Isaac, Jacob,
I'm an Israelite, I'm an Israelite,
Israelite, Israelite, Israelite.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Wa'ahata, it's Adonai Eloheka, Bekol Labaka, O Bekol Nasega, O Bekol Miodiga, Hallelujah.
All praise to the Most High. We back. Torah After Dark, week 25, man. All praise to the Most High, man, for another week of Torah After Dark. Week 25. Week 25, man. All praises. Yeah, as y'all can see, we back. Oh, I didn't even hit that one. We're back. 11:30. 8:30, man. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High, man. 11:30 start time. Official. Y'all see I got it. 8:30 right here. 8:30. All praise to the Most High. We back. Torah After Dark. Week 25, night 1. All praises to the Most High, man. 25 weeks. Consistent Torah After Dark. We also starting a new book. We went through Genesis. We went through Bereshit. We completed Bereshit as a family. We completed Deuteronomy as a family. We completed Devarim as a family. Now we're on to Exodus, man. All praises, Shemot. All praises to the Most High, man. We're in the building. Week 25. Consistency, man. Week 25, man. All praises, man. That's damn near half a year, man. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises. We are back. Week 25, man. I hope y'all excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Almost, how many weeks in a year? About 52. 52 weeks. We had 25, man. All praises, man. This is how long we've been rocking. 25 weeks. Torah After Dark. All praises, man. I hope y'all had a beautiful day. Hope y'all feeling well, feeling good. Hope y'all drink a lot of water. Hope y'all stretched, walked, exercised. Hope y'all loved yourself, prioritized yourself. All those great things, man. All praise to the Most High. We are back with another one, just like the other one, man. All praise. I'm excited. As y'all probably can see, I'm excited. Exodus, Shemot, new week, new book. This is going to be fun, man. This is going to be fun, man. The reading of the book of Genesis was definitely fun. We got a lot of wisdom out of the book of Genesis. A lot of wisdom out of the book of Genesis, man. The book of Exodus, Shemot, is different than the book of Genesis. The way the contents of the book of Genesis and the book of Exodus are really different, right? But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna get some more wisdom. We're gonna get some more understanding. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Before we get started, let's spam these drops. You're tuned in to Torah After Dark with Gadol HaGadol. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All praises.
You are watching Torah After Dark. Hit the like button and subscribe.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this live with your family or a friend. Tell them pull up. It's the perfect time to pull up. We're starting a new book. So it's the perfect time to start with us from the beginning of a new book instead of hopping in the middle, hopping towards the end. It's a perfect time to hop in while we're starting a new book, a new scroll. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Living soul power. All praise to the Most High, and it's on. It's definitely on, man. Torah After Dark, week 25, night 1. All praises. We are here. Yahweh be praised for honor and good. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you here, brother. Mama Love in the building. Shalom. Oh, yes. Back to 8:30. Let's go with the green heart. Yes, indeed. Back to 8:30, man. 8:30 is going to feel much better for me, man. I can go to bed earlier, get some better sleep. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you here, Mama Love. LaDonna's in the building. Shalom, Torah After Dark fam. Blessings. Purple Heart. Week 25. All praises. Bicep flex. And you know LaDonna is a big member, a big stepper, a great one. All praise to the Most High. And I know the vibe, man, is if Torah After Dark is your home, bid the chat shalom, man. All praise to the Most High. Brittany in the building. Shout out to Brittany Brown Sugar Candles. If y'all don't have no brown sugar candles, make sure y'all go to Brown Sugar Candles on Instagram and get your brown sugar candles. I got mine, the special Torah After Dark edition. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Shalom. Nova's in the building. Shalom, Torah After Dark fam, Black Hearts. All praise to the Most High alone. Week 25 going strong. Let's go, bicep flex. All praise to the Most High. We are here. Week 25. Shalom to all. Shelly in the building. All praise to the Most High. Shalom to you as well. Good to see you here. All praise to the Most High. We definitely appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. All praise to the Most High. We're back. Week 25. We're back with another one, just like the other one, man. You're tuned in to Torah After Dark with Gadol HaGadol. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All praises. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. And make sure y'all send it to a family or a friend. And y'all know we got to open this thing up with the opening Torah After Dark blessing. Let's get this thing going. Baruch atah Adonai Elohei Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. Blessed are you, Adonai, God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are the eternal one who reveals light in darkness, who keeps covenant and shows mercy to the remnant who seek your name. Open our hearts to truth, our eyes to see, and our ears to hear the words of your Torah. In this exile, let your wisdom be a lamp to our feet and your commandments a light to our path. May this gathering bring honor to you and stir awakening among your people. Baruch atah Adonai, who gives understanding to those who seek. And we're here every night at 8:30, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, seeking the wisdom and the understanding. And we pray daily that the Most High put his spirit of wisdom upon us, that we understand all things. All praise to the Most High. We are back. We are back. Week 25 with another one just like the other one. And now we're in the book of Exodus. Shemot. Exodus. Shemot. All praise to the Most High. And we're going to be in Exodus, Shemot, chapter 1. Shemot, chapter 1, verse 1. Are y'all ready? Let's get it. You're tuned in to Torah After Dark with Gadol HaGadol. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Sidebar, man. Remember I told y'all this new phone I got? My daughter done broke it already, man. She broke my new phone, broke my screen on my new phone. And then she broke, look at this. She broke my Ray-Ban, my Meta glasses, man. It's crazy. These little babies, man. She broke my new phone. And then she broke the Ray-Ban glasses, man. I'm gonna take it back to the. Hopefully the warranty is still good. I'm gonna go see if I can get some replacements, man. But children, man, children. All right, let's get this thing going. The book of Exodus, Shemot, chapter 1. Hallelujah, all praises. But we starting another book, man. I don't know about if y'all excited. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Torah. We're gonna complete the whole Torah as a family. Y'all know that, right? Torah After Dark. We're gonna complete the whole Torah as a family. Not too many people can say that. Not too many people can say they've read the whole. Well, matter of fact, a lot of people will say they've read the whole Torah, but they will be lying. A lot of people have not read the whole Torah. A lot of people that call themselves Bible believers, whether they're Christian, Jewish, whatever they is, they have not read the whole Torah. In Torah After Dark, we're going to read the whole Torah, man. All praise to the Most High. You're tuned in to Torah After Dark with Gadol HaGadol. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go. Shemot, chapter 1, verse 1. Hallelujah. Now these are the names of the sons of Israel who came into Egypt with Jacob. Every man came with his household: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. Joseph was in Egypt already. All right, so boom, we already got it going. We got how many tribes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tribes. This will be my first time. All praises, man. All praise. That's what I'm talking about, LaDonna. All praises. And that's why we do it. All praises to the Most High for LaDonna. It's going to be LaDonna's whole first time reading the whole Torah. And we did it together as a family, man. All praises, all praises. It is beautiful. 12 tribes, all praises. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. Hold up, before I go. This one thing, like when I first was coming into the Tanakh, people always told me, don't read the Tanakh like it's a novel or it's a story. And that's one of the things, as I've like grown and I've read the Tanakh, I don't think that's true at all. And people like the Tanakh is not a history book. I don't think that's true at all. And this is just my opinion. As we read Genesis, as we going into Exodus, this is clearly a continuation, a narrative, a storyline. Now, do we get certain wisdoms and laws and things like that? Yes. But this is clearly one of the best history books ever. We got from the time of Adam. Now we went straight down in history. Now we're going into the time of Moshe. I get it. I don't know. I get it. I guess because it's greater than just a regular history book, because it's a book that is a history book with power and our deity. I get that. But when I read this, when you even get all the way to King David's time, it goes in a complete straight narrative from this time period to that time period, this person to that person, this generation to that generation. It's one of the most detailed stories I've ever read, and I love that about it. I don't know if people think that takes away something from the Bible because it's clearly a narrative, clearly a storyline. But man, it's dope, man. It's one of the best books. I don't care what nobody says my favorite book. Capri is in the building. Shalom, fam. Hey, Capri, we back live at 8:30, man. Oh, we back 8:30, man. I'm excited about being back at 8:30, man. All praises, man. It's one of the best ever, man. All right, let's continue reading. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. Right? So they was in Egypt becoming numerous, populating, having babies, man. Becoming a numerous people that everywhere you looked, the land of Egypt was filled with them Israelites, with them Hebrews. Now there arose a new king over Egypt who knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are too many and too mighty for us. Now, history, a lot of people say this new king that arose in Egypt, some people say those was the Hyksos. Right, this is when the Hyksos started to rule in Egypt, because the Hyksos was not a Canaanite people, but a Shemitic people that came into Egypt and ruled. I mean, what dynasty was that? Hold on, let me get that. Let me get that for. Let me get that because I want to give the right Hyksos. I think what was that? The 15th dynasty. All right, the Hyksos ruled as part of the 15th dynasty in Egypt. Right, so some people make the argument that it was the Hyksos that were ruling during the time of this time. They were new into Egypt. They came in as foreign rulers, foreign Shemitic people from the Palestine area, from the land of Canaan area, and they came and they started to rule, and this why they didn't know Joseph. Right, but that's just something if y'all wanna look into, y'all can look into that. But I've heard people, and I'm not sure where I stand, because a lot of people make different arguments that Moses was in Egypt during this time period, during this dynasty, whatever. I think I'm gonna actually do a further study on that, because I did like a little study on it here and there, but I didn't really delve deep into it. But it's kind of interesting. But some people say that the 15th dynasty, that this new pharaoh or this new king was the shepherd kings, or the Hyksos. But that's just a nugget in case y'all want to go look deeper into that. All right. It says, come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there befallen us any war, they also join themselves unto our enemies, and fight against us and get them up out of the land, right? So they like, yo, these people are too numerous. We looking around, they becoming a threat. They're becoming a threat to us. So we need to do something about them, which is smart. Lev 26 Shalom, what's good? Opening panel for questions, smoke later, or do you have a day for that? Well, after I finish the Torah portion, if you want to come up, you can come up whenever. Well, just wait till I finish the Torah portion. You can come back some questions. And when you, all right, never mind. You said was good. I was about to say, when you come in the building, say shalom. What you said was good. I guess what's good is good enough. All right. But the Israelites got so populous, so numerous, that like we gotta do something about these people. And again, and that's at least one commandment we know they were keeping in Egypt: be fruitful and multiply. They was being very fruitful in Egypt. All right. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh store cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread abroad. And they were bred because of the children. And they were and they were a dread because of the children of Israel. So they thought they was going to stop them. They thought they were going to stop them by oppressing them, but that ain't work. They still became numerous the more they afflict them. They still became numerous. They still grew. They still multiplied and spread to the point the Egyptians were like, man, we got to do something about this. These people are becoming too numerous. We don't like it. They was hating, man. But look, just like today, look, let me do this, right? We went through the transatlantic slave trade. We went through all different type of massacres. They tried to destroy us, wipe out our city. They tried to do all this stuff to us, even in modern times. But we such a resilient people. We such a people we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to populate. We're going to continue to dominate. We're going to continue to raise. We're going to continue to stand. Can't get rid of us, baby. Can't get rid of us, because the Most High said what? It ain't going to happen. There's going to always be Israelites on this earth. Can't wipe us out. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard service in mortar and in brick, and all the manner of service in the field, and all their service wherein they made them serve with rigor. So they just made the yoke on us even tighter. But that still don't break us. That still don't break us. We had even modern times, we had the yoke upon our neck. Our ancestors were enslaved in America. That still didn't break us. That still didn't break us. We are resilient people. We always been a resilient people. And the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of one was Shapharah, and the name of the other was Pua. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, you shall look upon the birth stool. If it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. And this still goes on, man. The oppressors always want to take the men out. The oppressors always want to take the men out. Destroy the men. They did this in modern times to us. Destroy the men. Take the men out of the household. Right? And we see America and the British, right? The British, because that's who enslaved us, enslaved our people. They were so smart. They took a different route. White man took a different route. They said, okay, we don't even got to kill a man. We don't got to do that. Know what we could do? Make them hate each other. Tell these women if they want these type of things, the man can't live in their household. Right? They took the man of the household. They made black man and white. They made black man and black woman hate each other. Make them think they don't need each other. That eliminates the man. And then the little black boys, they criminalize them every time. Just being little boys, they make them criminals and throw them in jail. Just for being little boys, just for going out running around doing what little boys do. Same thing little white boys do. But when little white boys do it, he's just a kid. Don't ruin his future. He's just a kid. But when little black boys do it, he's a criminal. Throw him in jail. Give him a criminal record. Destroy his future. This is the new way they take the males out. Take the little boys out. They take the men out the lives. And now the women are forced to fend for themselves and be leaders and lead the household. But everybody knows, and this is no disrespect to women, but everybody knows there needs to be strong men to lead any type of revolution, to be any type of nation. There needs to be strong men. Has to be. This black men have to be able to stand and lead their women and stand side by side with their women and do their part. But it's systemic now. It's systemic to take black men away, to make black men and black women hate each other, to make black women think the white man is the prize, to make black men think the white woman is the prize. Because they know when a black man and a black woman are together and they loving together and they having beautiful black children, we're going to populate just like they populated in Egypt. Look at this, right? Hold up. I want to show this real fast. This is how fast, hold up, let's go to Mahomes. All right, Patrick Mahomes. This is how fast you can go, a bloodline can go from white to black. I mean, from black to white. They want to erase. All right, let's go. All right, hold up. All right, I want to share this. This is Patrick Mahomes' dad right here. This guy right here. This black man. This is Patrick Mahomes' dad. Right? This is Patrick Mahomes. Right? So that black guy was Patrick Mahomes' dad. This is Patrick Mahomes. Now look at Patrick Mahomes' son. And this is Patrick Mahomes' son. And this is Patrick Mahomes' daughter. Look at this. This man's father is a black man. That black man had a baby with a white woman and gave this biracial looking man. And then this biracial had a baby with this white woman, and this is a white baby. This is how fast it can happen. That's 3 generations. That's 3 generations. 3 generations. And that's what happens. They don't want black people to have babies with black people. They want them to really mix out. All right, so we have to understand that. And we know, and I'm not just talking about, this have nothing to do with colorism, because we know there's a bunch of light-skinned black people, right? My wife is a light-skinned black woman. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about genetically, how it can go from kinky hair, curly hair, to straight blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm not talking about light skin. We all know black people come in all different kind of shades. I'm talking about these babies don't look not. Patrick Mahomes, he's biracial. I consider him our people. So just to get that clear, because I know some people don't like biracials and stuff. Like, I have no problem with biracials. Patrick Mahomes is our people, but I'm just showing. Look how fast you can go from black, biracial, to just white. I don't consider Patrick Mahomes' children black, but this is what happens. This is what happens. We have to understand. We have to love each other. Black women and black men should not be hating each other. We have to love each other. Because you see right here in this story, he said, kill them. Take away the men. Take away the boys. The women, they can live. The women, the girls, they can live. It's a reason for that. You take away the men, you take away the boys, and you only leave women to fend for themselves. We have to be careful. All right, let's continue reading. I ain't gonna talk your head off today. I know I can get to talking. where was that? But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive, man. And you don't hear much about Shafara and Pua in the Tanakh. But what Shafara and Pua did was mighty, honorable. They said, no, we fear God more than this king. And they did not kill the men. Truth. Torah. A Torah fact. Torah fact. Hold up. Babe, let me call you back in like 30 minutes, okay?
Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
It's my baby girl giving me a call all the way from Jersey. Truth. That's a Torah fact. Facts. Diana Ross. So what happened with Diana Ross? I missed that. I'm not. You gotta Nova. You gotta school me on the Diana Ross thing. You gotta school me. I'm probably missing out. What happened with Diana Ross? She did something. Shalom, and that's what they want us to do. The same thing they did in Brazil and Puerto Rico and other Latin colonized countries. That is a fact. We have to stick together, man. They're gonna take away. They want to split us up and divide us when we're better off together. We're better off together. We have to love our women. Women, you have to love your men. Like, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna get to that. I see. No, I'm not even gonna. All praise to the Most High, man. We gotta stick together. Facts. All right, man. So, what wisdom can we get out of what we read, man? I love the book of Exodus, so I'm happy to get into that. But and that was the end of the Torah portion. But what wisdom can we get from what we just read? You see what I named this, right? When I named this stream tonight. Thriving. My baby. Thriving where you're supposed to fail. Thriving my baby out there crying. I don't like hearing my baby cry. Thriving where you're supposed to fail. And that's been our people for decades, for generations. We were supposed to fail as a people in America. We were supposed to fail as a people in Egypt. But we didn't. We thrived. We became numerous. We populated. We spread. And that's the same thing that happened in America. Same thing that's happened in the whole diaspora. Right? Whether it's America, Jamaica, Haiti, the Latin America. As Black people, we thrived and became. We wasn't supposed to be resilient and become doctors and police officers and engineers and teachers. Our ancestors started as enslaved people. Think about that. Enslaved people. Enslaved people facing a system. The presidents, the governors, the mayors, the police officers, the firefighters, all these people were racist. Didn't want to see us grow. Didn't want to see us become great. Didn't want to see us thrive. But guess what? We still did. We still did. We thrive when we're supposed to fail, when all they did was put us in positions to fail. All they did was put us in positions to fail. Look at Rudy Bridges. Is it Ruby? Ruby. I think it's Ruby. Look at Ruby Bridges. Sent her to an all-white school to integrate. You was sent there to fail. They wanted her to go in there and flip out and curse and be broken. But she didn't. She went up there, she went through there and did what she had to do and led the way for her people. Look at Jackie Robinson. If he'd have went that and flipped out because they called him the N-word and mistreated him, he'd have flipped out. It would have took us even longer to get into professional baseball. Took us even longer. Look at also Roberto Clemente, a Black Hispanic. I think he was the first Black Hispanic to make it into the major leagues. And I know about him because I'm from Patterson. We got Roberto Clemente Park. I learned about him. A Black Hispanic that did it. You know what I'm saying? So we always thrive when they put us in position to fail because of who we are. She had children with white men, and all but one of her grandchildren. See? What I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yep. You know, I have family, not in like my immediate family, but in my history going back, where they purposely would have children with white people so their children could pass as white. And I got like court documents of people in my family going to court trying to prove they're white. Some of them were rejected. Like, you're not white. You may look white, but they didn't accept them as white. because they knew that they come from black people. But they would go to court and try to pass as white. And it still happened. It's anti-blackness where you want your bloodline to change. But look, man, we were put in a position to fail. And they always try to make black people this thugs and gangbangers and hip hop. They always try to do all that stuff to take away from how great we are. But they don't do that to the Italians with the mafia. The mafia stuff is like iconic. They don't call them gangsters and just belittle Italians to that. No. Even the Jewish mob, they had Jewish mob. They don't belittle the Jewish people to Jew mob, but they want to belittle black people to gangbanging. Like that's all we've done or known for. We've been in situations, they put us in situations hoping they would break us, hoping that we will fail, but we continue to show that we are resilient and we ain't going nowhere. Continue to show that. I'm telling you, man, if you took a look back and just thought about like what we went through, systems. Like this is systematic. Systematic. It's countries out here that are being systematic oppressed, and these countries are just falling. But us, we stand, we fight back, and that's what it's about, man. When you're God's people, even in our worst, we're gonna shine. Imagine that if it's not in our best, man. All praise to the Most High. So this is the wisdom for tonight, man. For week 25, night 1. Thriving where you're supposed to fail. Remember, people are going to continue to set traps for us, think that we're going to fail, and we're going to continue to thrive in all situations because why? We trust in the Most High. We trust in the Most High, our God, and we're going to continue to thrive. People are going to think, I set this up just for her to fail. I set that up just for her to fail. She's going to fail. Yeah, it's a setup. It's a trap. And you going to show, I'm going to thrive. I'm going to thrive. So make sure we continue to thrive. Make sure we continue to be resilient. Make sure we continue to show that we are God's chosen people and we can do all things, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's continue to thrive just like our forefathers did, just like what we just read today. They put every burden upon them, made their burden harder, hoping that they would stop growing. They tried to kill the firstborn. Kill the boys, hoping they would stop growing. And that didn't stop them because God was on their side. And we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to populate. We're going to continue to be great. Nobody can stop. Nobody, man. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. In their defense, we do take over, and not just in sports and entertainment. That is a fact. Did you see who was that? Did you see who was that in the I just saw a story. A black girl. Was it? What was the black girl name? What was the black girl? Was it? I want to say it was. It wasn't hockey. I can't remember. I just saw a story. Black girl took over, man. Those systems are still in place, just executed more discreetly. In education, medical, housing, anywhere you dig, there's racism and oppression. That is a fact. That is a fact. And that's why, man, if you having babies, especially in the medical field, man, if you're having babies, make sure you speak up for yourself. Make sure your husband speak for you. Because in these medical institutes, in these hospitals, that whole thing that black women can take more pain, that still goes on, man. Speak up for yourself. Make sure you speak up for your woman, because these systems are still in place, just like Brittany said, man. And we can continue to grind, continue to thrive. They want to belittle us. but they want our organ strength and hey, look, I don't know how true this is, right? Because I'm just going based off something I read. They said melanin was worth more than gold. I don't know how true that is. That's something I saw. I don't know how true that is, but that's something I saw. And it's people that have a theory that all these black, if you look up how many black people are missing in the world. Hold on, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all real fast. Let me. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Let me show y'all. I'm not even gonna do the world. I'm gonna do it in America. Look at this. Let me see if I can find this thing. I had it before. I can't find it. But it's a number it's like I think it was like over 300,000 black people, black children or black women. I can't remember the statistic that's missing in America. And some people make the argument that that's because these people are kidnapping black people for their melanin. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that story and that's crazy. Oh, and it's like, how are all these black people missing? Facts that is, man. It's crazy. There's a conference they hold every year in the UK somewhere where where they study melanin, and I believe they study how to get more melanin injected into their bodies. Man, I wouldn't put it past them, man. I wouldn't put it past it, bro. We gotta be careful, man. We gotta be careful, man. All these missing black children and black women and black men, people not just vanishing and going poof. So yeah, but all right, let's get up out of here, right? And then is he still in here? If you still in here, left 26, you could come up in here. We about to close up the Torah portion. All right. Let's close it out. Again, the wisdom, thriving where you're supposed to fail. Don't matter if the cards are stacked against you. Let's continue to thrive. Let's continue to trust in the Most High. Let's continue to put our right foot forward. May all praise to the Most High. Now let's close out this Torah portion with the closing prayer. I set my face toward you, Adonai, the Elohim of my fathers, to seek you with the sacrifice of prayer and truth. O Adonai, great and awesome, keep in covenant and mercy with those who love you and keep your commandments. My baby out there. We have sinned. We have fallen short. We strayed from your Torah, your statute, and your wisdom. We, the descendants of those who were enslaved, scattered, and colonized, have not always walked in your ways. Our leaders are corrupt, our elders silent, and many of our people chase idols of wealth, image, and false religion. To you, Adonai, belongs righteousness and truth, but to us belongs shame, in our cities, in our households, and in our exile among the nations. We have discarded the words of your prophets and scribes. We have called good evil and evil good. We have neglected your appointed times, your laws, and your justice. Yet you, O Adonai, are compassionate and forgiving, even when we rebelled and refused to listen. As it is written in the Torah of Moshe, all these curses have overtaken us, but we still did not humble ourselves fully before you. So today, in the year 5786, I confess on behalf of myself, my household, and my people, we have not kept the covenant as we should, but we turn to you now, not in our own righteousness, but in your mercy. O Adonai, remember your promise. Restore the name of your people. Revive the spirit of Zion among the remnant. Rebuild, not with brick and stone, but with repentance, obedience, and truth. Hear, O Adonai. Forgive, O Adonai. Act, O Adonai. Do not delay, for your name and your people are still called by you. Amen Amen. 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 Hallelujah. 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 All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hallelujah. All right, I'm gonna put this link in the chat, and I'll give the brother about 10 to 15 minutes of my time before we get off here. See what questions he got or what question he has. And there's the link right there. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. While I'm going to look into it, I found it one time before it was an actual scientific journal because the conference is based on research. Yeah, send me that if you send me that, man. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Torah only with those emojis in the chat, man. I love seeing those emojis. LaDonna, the big stepper. All praises. All praise to the Most High alone. Hallelujah. Todayah. Great title. All praises. All praises. Lanier is in the building. All praise to the Most High for Lanier in the building. And you know Lanier is a big member, a big stepper. All praise to the Most High. Blessings, Torah After Dark family. Lanier, I hope you know we live at 8:30. 8:30. We back to 8:30, Lanier. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Hey, put your video on. Put your video on, man. Put your camera on. Before I bring you on, put your camera on. All right, there we go. There we go. Hold up. All right, Shalom. You on mute. What's up? What question you got for me?
Shit, my bad, man. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Shalom, what's good with you?
Shalom, I'm chilling. What's up?
I'm chilling too, man. I've been trying to catch you. I seen that you put a post that was telling folks to come on holler at you if they had any discrepancies. I think that's admirable. And not enough folks do that, man. So I'm currently in my gym right now, man. That's why I don't got my camera all on me. I'm trying to talk and walk at the same time. But I was just so this kind of stemmed from you posting something about your debates and what your 10th debate should be. I was just electing the fact that you should debate, considering the fact of that you've done a lot of Daniel debates. And I've seen recently that you wrote a book on Daniel. So my thing is, have you not looked into the later dating of Daniel, which I think you have? And also, have you not ever considered the fact that the book of Daniel is highly questionable, both from a historical point of view and also from a scriptural point of view?
I wouldn't say it's questionable from a scripture point of view, but the thing about that is people pick and choose with that, especially so-called Bible believers. You have questions about the writing or the dating of just about every book in the Tanakh, right? For example, who do you think wrote the book? Who you believe wrote the book of Deuteronomy?
I think it could have possibly been Moses for a good portion of it, but also he could have had scribes because we see that he passed at a certain point in the latter portion of the book.
All right. So what is the academic consensus on the book of Deuteronomy? Is it that Moses wrote it, or do they say it was written after Babylon?
The academic consensus, I'm not sure. I haven't checked on the academic consensus of the book of Deuteronomy, but I have seen with some other books that they give it a post-Babylon date, but they're not saying that the original autographs or that the original scrolls were dated to that time. It's just some of the ones that they translated from, like from the earlier copies.
No, that's not true. They're saying that Moses didn't write it at all. That it was written post-Babylon. It has nothing to do with Moses. The academic consensus don't even stand that Moses even existed as a real person. But this is the thing I'm saying. People pick and choose. Like, if you're gonna take that stance with Daniel, okay, that's your stance. But don't stop at Daniel.
Yeah.
Take that census with the whole with all the text, and then you just gonna end up being not a Bible believer. But you can't just pick Daniel out of it. So I understand the argument. They say Daniel was written
Mm-hmm.
after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, and they make that argument because at a certain time period everything was correct, and then when you get to later time periods, they say he got stuff wrong, and like I heard all the arguments. I've read what the academic world says about it, but it doesn't do anything for me. So it's not
Well,
a big concern of mine.
I'd say, brother, like, to just keep it a buck, the bigger issue would be Daniel has the prophecies which allude to the Hellenistic period or the Rome. If they were actually written ex eventu after these events happened, then it couldn't be considered inspired prophecy. With some of the other books of the prophets, the academic consensus is not that they wrote these prophecies ex eventu or after the fact. The only book in question that is ex eventu prophecy is the book of Daniel.
No,
So
they say that
I
with
would say
second.
that's questionable.
They say that with second Isaiah too. Like when you get to Isaiah's chapter, like from like I think it's like 40 on down, they say
Yeah.
all that stuff that is talking about Babylon and all that stuff. They say all that
Hmm.
stuff was written afterwards or written during
I've
that
never,
time period, and it's not written by Isaiah. Like this, they say a bunch of stuff about it.
yeah.
That's
I've looked
why I
into
don't understand.
I've looked into chapters. I think it's what, like, I forget what chapter they start, the later dating of Isaiah, but it ends in
Mhm.
66. I think it starts in like chapter 50 or something. However, the only issue with that, though, brother, is that that's not the academic consensus. That is a minor position that the later portions of Isaiah could have been written outside of his time, and
I
that's
don't think
still
that's minor.
debated.
I don't think that's
Well,
minor.
I think you should pull it up, man, because I just recently checked it out too, and I
Let's
can
see.
emphatically state the only prophetic book in all of Tanakh that scholars consensusly agree that was written after the fact is the Book of Daniel. But honestly, though, fam,
I don't think so.
okay,
I don't think so.
well, I I did just look into it as far as Isaiah, but as far as the Book of Daniel, it's kind of across the board with the dating. But my thing is this though, fam. What if we can just put the historical aspect to the side? Because some of us, I don't know how you feel with how history parallels with Torah and with Tanakh, but there's a lot of times where they contradict each other. So I kind of don't strictly use history, but if you analyze Daniel to the prophets, like for instance, brother, like how would you explain things like in the Jewish commentary, they list Daniel amongst the writings and not the prophets in the table of contents. And maybe that's because there's no thus saith the word of the Lord in the whole book.
Well, there's not thus said the Most High in a couple books in the Tanakh.
Not in the prophetic book, family. There's not one book of a
But
of a
Daniel
prophet.
is not a
Uh-huh.
prophet. Daniel is not a prophet. How Isaiah is a prophet. So Daniel
Okay.
wasn't sent to the people to say, "Thus saith the Most High."
Uh-huh.
He's not a prophet like that. So
No,
you
but how can
can't
you prove that?
because he wasn't sent to the people. Isaiah was sent to people. Tell them
Uh-huh.
this word. Daniel wasn't sent to nobody. He wasn't sent
That's
to
a good
Israel.
point, though. That's a good point. And I think that's one of the issues when analyzing Daniel compared to the other prophets, because I'm sure you're aware that in Numbers chapter 12, it shows that you'll know a prophet because I speak to him in dreams and visions, and that I is the creator talking. So,
Did the Most High
like,
speak to Daniel in dreams? Come to Daniel in dreams and visions?
no, not once. Angels spoke to him.
Who
And
were
that's the
those angels?
difference.
Who were those angels sent by?
There's no proof inside that text that would even define that, brother. Everything would be commentary after that. No, I mean,
so
do you see any
so hold
declaration?
up.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you this. So in the book of Daniel,
Uh-huh.
well, let me go here real fast. um, let's go to this one. I want to read. Hold up, what part is this? Mm-mm-mm. I want to read. Where is it when this angel comes to him and tells him? Mm-mm. Is that Daniel? Which one is that when the angel first comes? All right. I think it's when I think. Oh, that's Daniel 9. Hold on. Where is that one?
I think chapter 8. Is that what
No,
you're looking for?
this one right here. It says, "And while I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God." So this Lord, his God, who is that?
That could be literally anybody, brother. But
What do you mean? It's the Tetragrammaton, though. What are you talking about? It could be
well,
anybody.
let's say that it's alluding to the Most High. Do we
It's not
see?
alluding to it. It uses his name.
Yeah, no. The writers in that portion do.
See, this is here we go playing. We can
But
make
hold
that.
on, no,
We can hold
family.
on, hold on.
Hold on,
Stop
no.
right there. Stop right there. We can make that argument with any book of the Tanakh.
And we can make that argument with Jesus Christ.
I'm not worried about Jesus.
Ooh,
I don't care about
but,
Jesus Christ.
but,
We
but,
can hold on.
but,
Stop right there. No. I'm
come
holding
on,
you to
fam,
what
be
you just
fair.
said. I am being fair. I'm holding
All
you
right.
to what you just said. We can
Mhm.
make that argument. Oh, it's the writers. We can make that with any book of the Tanakh.
That's very, very true. I'll concede to that.
So what do
But
you?
we see the word of the Lord being inspired in every prophetic book. It says the word of the Lord came to me, Ezekiel, Isaiah,
That's
Joel,
a
everybody
different.
else.
That's a different
But
circumstance.
but this is my thing, though, family. If you're gonna allow Daniel to claim that that's the Most High speaking to him, then why wouldn't you let a Christian
So
slide with that when Jesus claims that
all right.
the
So
Creator is speaking to him?
why would we let Isaiah claim that word came from the Most High?
Well, first off, because he declares that this word came to him from the Most High.
Who
We
declared
also
that?
see the Most High speaking. It says, like, we literally
But
see the Most
how
High
we know
speaking in
that's not
every
the
prophetic book,
writers? How we know that's not the writers just doing that, like you just said in Daniel?
because it's pretty much whoever the author is, they're signifying the word of the Lord came to me. Daniel does not do that. He just
Because
so
it's
pretty
a
much, brother.
different. Hold on. You don't understand. You don't understand how hypocritical you're being. You're saying we can't trust Daniel because it could be the writers just saying that, but you're telling
No, no,
me
no. That's not what I'm saying.
we can. So why can't we trust Daniel when he says he's praying to the Lord, Yod Hey Wafe, and he's getting angels sent to him from the Most High? Why can't we trust that?
Because you got to listen to what I said again, brother. The Most High is not dealing with him or speaking to him in the book. We see the Most High from the aspect of the writers in the other prophetic books. They're getting their declarations directly from the Most High. They're not insinuating that they're speaking to him. We're seeing that they're being
No,
dealt with from the
we're
Creator.
seeing the writers say that. We're not seeing any of that. You're seeing the writers say that.
So you're trying to tell me that if we go to the prophets, we don't see the word of the Lord came to me saying. And my whole
No,
thing is,
we
Daniel
have what
doesn't
the
say that at
writers are
all.
saying. We have what the writers
Exactly.
are saying.
Exactly.
So
But that
do you
follows.
believe? Hold on. Do you believe what the writers of Isaiah said about Isaiah's getting the word come from the Most High?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so why don't you believe what Daniel says?
Because Daniel doesn't ever declare that the words from the Most High came to him. The only place that you found in the book is not one of it is
It's every
singularly
time.
the,
It's every time.
hold on. Where you went in the book of Daniel, we see that Daniel was making supplications and was speaking to the Most High. We don't see the Most High responding to him for us to vet
He
him as a
sent him
prophet.
an angel.
He had proved that. Where did we see that the Most High sent an angel? Show that.
It says, "Yea, while I was speaking in my prayer, the man Gabriel, who I had seen in the vision at the beginning, caused to fly swiftly, approached close to me about the time of the evening offering, and he made me understand and talked with me and said, 'O Daniel, I am now come forth to make thee understand.'" Who is he coming from?
You can't ask a question if you didn't prove your point, brother. You didn't prove your point.
I'm asking you, who is he?
But
Who is Gabriel coming from?
from the tooth fairy, brother, it doesn't say. That's my point. It does
He's
not say.
so
But
so.
hold on. Come on,
Go
fam.
ahead.
So you got
Go
to
ahead.
be fair, because I'm going to deal with your first point. You said that it's hypocritical for me to use this argument when other prophets are saying that the creator's talking to them. And I told you I could concede to that, and I could understand your point. And I rebutted that with, we see the Most High talking to them specifically. We don't see
We don't see
him
the Most High.
speaking to
You making that up. Where you see the Most High speaking directly to Isaiah or Ezekiel?
when they declare the words of the Lord came to
That's
me,
not the
saying.
word of the Most High. Is not the Most High.
But where in Torah do we see how to understand a prophet? Numbers 12 says, I will give them a vision and a dream. That's why the prophets that follow Torah are declaring this vision came from the Most High. Here's the issue, brother. In the book of Daniel, there's one declaration where anything came from the Most High. You just tried to prove a point, and you kind of failed because we didn't see the Most High sending that angel unless there's an actual place.
It literally tells you this guy came from the Most High to give. I mean, the angel came from the Most High to give Daniel his understanding.
Read it
What are you
again.
talking about? We didn't prove it.
I must have missed it, brother. Please read the chapter and the verse where the Most High sent any angel. Please prove that, because you didn't.
Let's go back to Daniel chapter 9.
Okay.
It says, I prayed unto... Oh, no, that's not the wrong verse. Let me get down here.
And also, fam, do you not think that it would be hypocritical to not say that JC is inspired now if you use your same thought process on validating Daniel? How is JC not a validated prophet or a validated Messiah now, since he said that the Most High sent him as well? But we don't see the Most High talking
Isaiah,
to Jesus.
That is horrible. Isaiah, Jeremiah, all of them say they sent by the Most High. That's like one of the worst arguments you can make. Because that's same
because
argument
you're not
can
dealing
go.
with the context.
How do we prove Isaiah and Ezekiel was sent by the Most High?
Because the words of the Lord came to them, brother.
How we know that's the word of the Lord? They could be lying. Jesus said he had the word of the Lord too.
So
Jesus said he had the word of the Lord too. They could be lying.
So let me answer that, brother. That's a good point. Deuteronomy 18 says that they're going to come in my name. That's part A, and then B, their words are going to be fulfilled. So JC's words weren't fulfilled. Ezekiel's word.
Hold on, they say Jesus came in the Most High, and you have people that say Jesus' words was fulfilled.
No. But here's the thing: us suggesting what people say isn't proof or anything. Here's the thing, though, brother. And I'm just going to simplify it again.
You have no proof to validate Isaiah or Ezekiel based off what you believe. Only based off what you believe.
Their prophecies came to pass, and they're hermeneutic with Torah, brother. So those are two quantifying proofs that they are vetted prophets.
All right. So did Ezekiel speak something different from Torah?
Did he speak something different from Torah?
Yeah.
As far as what? I need more context.
As far as anything.
Some of the chariots he saw and all those things are outside of Torah yet. But I'm saying the guidelines that make him a prophet are in alignment with Torah. You're kind of moving the goalposts right now.
No, I'm not.
I'm trying to stay with context. So can we stay with context?
Arguments you're saying. I'm using the same arguments you're using against you. And when I use the same, hold on. And when I use the same arguments you're using against you, you fail. Because if your argument is they have to be a prophet because of this, or they can't be this because of that. And I say, well, this person this too, and then you said, but this. That means you're not being consistent. That means the criteria you're holding on this person is not the same criteria for this person. You said the prophets have to speak everything concerning Torah. Ezekiel doesn't speak everything concerning Torah. So let's say that. Give me one of your criteria. One of your criteria.
Numbers chapter 12.
Read it.
Numbers chapter 12. And then can we see how Daniel fits this? So I like the fact that you're asking for evidence. So let's just deal with it then. And then I would just like for you to actually answer and prove something. That's it.
Put your camera back on.
I don't want to. Do I need to?
Yes, you do. You're on a live stream. Put your camera back on.
I don't, brother. Can I do this with my camera off? I'm in the gym. I've been waiting for you to have an open space to speak about this.
You're on YouTube. I want the camera on, bro.
Well, I told you I would like it not to. So can we agree to that? I showed my face already.
No, we can't agree to that. If you don't want to be on the screen, you don't need to be on the live.
It sounds like you want to run already. It sounds like you want to run. I prefer to do a formal debate with you, but you already ran from that. So shit, bro.
Nobody's running, bro. Go ahead, read it.
I know I run when I see one, fam. Numbers chapter 12.
I'm running when I'm having a conversation with you.
A conversation ain't a formal debate, and that's why you keep cutting me off. Because you
I'm
can
not
do
cutting
these
you off.
things on your own channel.
I'm asking you to read the thing. You went. All I did was stop you so you could bring your camera back on. We're on YouTube.
I got you, fam. I got you, fam. Numbers chapter 12, verse let me see. Numbers chapter 12, verse 6. It says, and he said to them, hear my words. If there should be of you a prophet to the Lord, I will be made known to him in a vision, and in sleep will I speak to him. So chapter 12, verse 6 is criterion from Torah on how we can successfully vet a prophet. That's why when we analyze Ezekiel, Isaiah, any other prophet, they match that criterion. The words of the Lord came to them saying this. Are you failing in criteria? In
You're breaking it. All right. So your criteria is that they're visited in dreams, right? And they're sent by God.
That's Torah.
You're breaking up a little bit, bro.
If he speaks, okay. I'm gonna try to move this. I'm gonna see. I had it in a good place, but you made me turn my camera on, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah. When your camera was on, you were good. When you turned it off and started moving, it was good. All right. So the criteria is that they were visited in dreams, and they were sent by God.
Hold on. No. We just read Numbers chapter 12, brother. I'm gonna read it again. I don't want neither one of us in words in place of Torah. Let's not add Numbers chapter 12, verse 6. It says, and he said to them, and this is Moses speaking to Aaron and Miriam. And this is how they know if there's a prophet amongst them. Verse 6 says, and he said to them, hear my words. If there should be of you a prophet to the Lord, I will be made known to him in a vision, and in sleep will I speak to him. Now, here's the issue, Gadol. In the book of Daniel.
Stop right there. Stop right there. The criteria is that the God is made known to the prophet, and the prophet gets visions and dreams.
Let's not water it down because you're already watering it down. No, it says
I'm
directly.
not watering down. I'm trying to get clear criteria.
So no, that's not the clear criteria. No, you watered it down.
What's the clear criteria?
It says, I will be made to him. Who's the I in Numbers chapter 12, verse 6?
will be made known to the prophet.
Are you sure not Michael? Are you sure it didn't say Gabriel? Are you sure it didn't say an angel? Okay. See where I'm going, family?
All right. So the Most High will be made known to the prophet.
In dreams and visions. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
No, actually it said, I will speak to them. It didn't say I would be made known, brother. It says verbatim, I will speak to them, right?
Okay. So
okay.
So are you saying the Most High has to speak to them directly?
I'm not saying that. Numbers 12 is saying that. No, yes, brother.
Number 12 is not saying that because the Most High sends messengers. He sends angels to speak to his people, and the messengers.
So you just come with his added to Torah, brother.
I didn't. All right. Let me ask you this question. Did the children of Israel have angels sent to them to give them the word of the Most High?
Bro, you're taking the goalpost and moving it.
No, I'm not. I'm showing you something. The children? All right. So when the children of Israel got angels sent to them from to get them the word of the Most High, is that how they dealt with God and spoke to God?
Are you talking about before they entered the covenant? Yes.
Even after the covenant?
No. That's not how that works.
After the covenant, they didn't get angels sent to them?
They didn't get angels sent to them to deliver them messages. That's a job of a prophet. You're moving the goalposts.
Prophets are angels. What are you talking about? I'm not even. Let's get.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. No, but you're moving the goalposts.
Let's take away the angel word. Do they get messengers sent to them to give them the word of God? Yes.
And these are called prophets. Yes, they're sent prophets. Yes, brother. Yes.
Okay. Is that how the Most High deals with the people and talk to the people?
Yes, he sends them prophets as intercessors between him and them.
A messenger can be sent, and that's how God talks to his people, by sending messengers, correct?
Yes. Okay. But who's the messenger? So it's an Israelite prophet.
Okay. That's not what we argue. That's not what we arguing, bro. And there were prophets. There was a person that was sent to give Israel a message that wasn't an Israelite. But that's neither here nor there. Right? So we have the Most High talking to people, and that doesn't always have to be directly. Correct?
He speaks to the people through his prophets, brother. That's what we just
Okay,
read in
so the
Numbers
most-
chapter 12.
All right. So in that verse where it says the Most High speaks to them, it doesn't have to be directly.
You added in there. You must be
I'm
a false teacher. You
did-
literally
how-
just added
how
that
did-
in
How did I add that in there when we both
because we
agree-
didn't read
Hold
it.
on. When we both agree that the Most High talks to people via agency.
Hold on. Let's
How
keep
did the Most
context.
how did
Hold
the
on,
Most High
family.
talk to Abraham?
It's a dialogue. So let me respond to what you just said,
Go ahead.
if that's fair. You're claiming the Most High uses, and you're kind of convoluting the context. Let's keep it above. The Most High uses a chosen prophet to deliver
all
a
the time.
vision. Hold on, time out. For you to say that, straight up though, for you to say that, we must read it in the Torah. You're adding, brother. That's why a lot of y'all
Was
run from debates.
Balaam a chosen prophet?
Was Balaam a chosen prophet?
Yes.
I know that I don't know if he was a prophet, brother. He was a seer or an oracle according to the Old Testament. I don't think he was called a
We know
prophet.
seers are prophets, bro. The Bible says the prophets used to be called seers.
Used to be called seers. Yes, I agree with that. But after Israel came under covenant, they were called prophets because they were an intercessor for the Creator.
There's no
You're trying
difference
to,
between a prophet
brother,
and a seer.
how
bro.
much time is between Balaam and Daniel? Give us a contemporary prophet and show us an angel
But that's not the
delivering a
argument.
message to him or Israel.
You said they have to be. Was that
They-
a chosen prophet? Yes or no?
I didn't say they had to be. Numbers 12 said that, fam.
So does that contradict Numbers 12? That Balaam wasn't a chosen prophet? He
No,
wasn't
that
an
doesn't
Israelite?
contradict Numbers 12 because Balaam didn't deliver any message to Israel on behalf of the Creator. Just because
Let's go read that. Let's go read that because you just
all
lied.
right, that's fine. But here's the thing,
Let's
though.
go. Hold on. Let's go read that. Let's go read
Yeah,
that. You just lied. Let's go read that. That's Numbers 24. Come back on screen, bro. Come back on screen. Aaron, come back on screen, dog. You just lied. All right, there you go. All right. what's this? You on mute. You got to come off mute. I can't hear you. Are you there? Yo, are you there, bro? All right, there you go.
I'm here.
I'm gonna read this, right? Is your service good? All right. It says, and Balak anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. And Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them 3 times. Therefore now I flee thou to thy place, and I thought to promote thee unto great honor. But lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, spoke I not also thy messengers that thou didst send unto me, saying, if Balak would give his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord to do either good or bad or my own. What the Lord speak, that I will speak. This word that he spoke, who did he speak that to?
You would have to show us. Is that not fair to say?
You don't know this story?
You're suggesting and you're adding commentary. Just read. Because you already fumbled on Numbers 12:6. You all over the place. And I see why y'all don't debate, fam.
Hold on. Are you telling me you don't know if Balaam spoke to the children of Israel?
That's not what I'm saying at all.
So I'm asking you, who did he speak to?
I'm telling you, go show us. I'm not going to put my
All right,
commentary in. Read the word.
All right, verse 1. And Balaam saw that it blessed the Lord, that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel. He went not at that other times to meet with enchantments. He set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel dwelling tribe by tribe, and the Spirit of God came upon him. What's happening right here?
Read that last part again. What?
And
Who came upon him?
The Spirit of God came upon him.
So read that in Daniel. That's where you're getting cut at every time. Every time it's going to cut you.
Before we go back to Daniel, who is Balaam speaking to?
It clearly says the Most High.
I didn't say no. He's got the Spirit of the Most High to give a blessing to who?
Hold on. Read that last part again then.
And Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Israel dwelling tribe by tribe. And the Spirit of God came upon him. And he took up this parable and said, who is he speaking to?
Who's he speaking to right now?
These blessings and these prophecies that he gave, who was it to?
Are we going to have to read that? Keep reading.
It said to Israel.
And I'm trying to follow you real quick, man. I'm back in my whip.
He lifted up his eyes.
So I'm going to go book and verse with you.
He saw Israel dwelling tribe by tribe.
And then he speaks to them?
Yes. He gives this blessing to them.
Where?
He lifted up his parable, saying, the saying of Balaam, the son of Beor, the saying of the man whose eyes is open, the saying of him who heareth the words of God, who seeth the vision of the Almighty fallen down, yet his eyes open. How godly are thy tents, O Jacob, thy dwellings, O Israel.
Okay, so we see an inference on that. And we also see the Most High being in the mix of all of this.
All right, so
you're moving the goalposts. Where's this at in Daniel?
Hold on. We're going to get back to Daniel. But before we get back to Daniel, you made a claim that Balaam didn't speak to Israel. You also made a claim that all the chosen prophets. Is Balaam a chosen prophet?
No. Hold on. Where is Balaam giving a commission to Israel? You're fumbling there mightily. You're adding in commentary.
I'm adding commentary.
Where does he declare a commission to Israel?
Right.
Which chapter and verse? I could be not on the same page as you. I'm literally trying to catch where you're coming from. Where's the chapter and verse where we see Balaam giving a commission to Israel?
Right here, bro.
Which verse? Chapter?
We in Numbers 24. That's what I've been reading. And when Balaam saw it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to meet with enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel dwelling tribe by tribe, and the Spirit of God came upon him, and he took up this parable. Then we jump down. How godly are thy tents, O Jacob, thy dwellings, O Israel. So he's talking to Israel, giving them blessings. He even gives a prophecy about King David. Okay.
Now I can see that in Numbers 24. I can see to that.
All right, you can see that. Let's go back. Thank you. Let's go back to Daniel now.
But real quick though, family, do you concede to the fact that the Most High is dealing with Balaam? Yes or no?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my point is because you
keep
Most High moving,
dealing with Daniel too. Let's go back to Daniel.
Prove it. Okay. Cool. Hold on. No. But before we jump from Balaam, do we not thoroughly see the words of the Creator dealing with Balaam? Do we see that?
Yes.
All right. So now you're going to show us where the words of the Creator are dealing with Daniel, right?
Not in the exact same way, because
then stop lying.
Hold on.
So then stop going to Balaam then.
Hold on. I went to Balaam to show you was a liar. Now we going back to Daniel.
Hold on. Time out. It's not lying, and I'll keep it a buck. You did show me something right there. So can we be two men and agree that you did put me on some game? Not lying. I didn't disingenuously say that. I promise that.
I take that back. I apologize for that. So in Daniel chapter 10, what I'm showing, Daniel is not a prophet the same way Ezekiel is, the same way. Come back on screen. the same way Ezekiel is, the same way Jeremiah is,
I'm on
and
this
even the same
little
way
call with this dude
Balaam
real
is.
quick.
Daniel
And there
wasn't
was
sent
somebody in the
to the.
fucking.
Hold on, you on live? You cursing, bro? Daniel is not sent to the people to give them prophecy. So you're trying to look for Daniel the same way, or look at Daniel the same way as Isaiah and Jeremiah is a prophet. He's not sent to the people to prophesy. So this is what I'm trying to show you. Daniel was in Babylon and he had visions and he had dreams, and God sent him angels to interpret the vision of dreams. That's all Daniel is, right?
And
So
where do we see that at?
I'm about to show you, right? In Daniel chapter 10, right? I want to start from verse 8. So that I was left alone and saw this great vision. So we also agreed that the Most High deals with his prophets through visions and dreams. I
Yes.
saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me
Hey,
into
family,
corruption, and
real
I
quick,
retained.
if I can.
Go ahead.
Where's that vision coming from, and how can you prove where he got that vision from? That's the issue. Where's he getting this vision from?
We're gonna continue reading.
All right, I apologize.
Yet, and before I go, I know that the vision is coming from the Most High, because Daniel said over and over in his book that his God is the Most High God, and
But
we
that's
see
not
that
cutting it though,
angels.
fam.
But when we see that angels are sent from his God to give
But let's
him,
keep
right?
it a
So
buck though,
let's
family.
hold on, let
According
me
to
finish
Numbers
reading this.
12, that's not cutting it though. That would never cut it.
I'm not trying to cut Numbers 12.
Okay.
But verse 9, and yet I heard the voice of his words. And when I heard the voice of his words, then I was fallen into a deep sleep on my face, with my face toward the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me tottering upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, thou man greatly beloved, give heed unto the words that I speak unto you, and stand upright. For now I am sent unto thee. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then he said unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst thy heart to understand and to humble thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I came because of thy words. So this angel is saying, because Daniel was praying to his God, and he acknowledged his God as Yod-Heh Wav-Heh, this angel was sent. The only way that this angel can know that Daniel was praying to his God and was sent is if he was sent by Daniel's God. And you
this is all commentary, family. This is all commentary.
It's
yes,
context.
it is.
It's context. You keep saying context, but you rejecting the context of the book of Daniel. Daniel lets you know over and over his God is Yod-Heh Wav-Heh. These angels let
Numbers
you know
24,
that, yo,
though?
we're sent from this God you're praying to.
You are adding commentary, brother, and that's not doing Numbers 12 justice. What you're doing, and I'm just being honest, family, you went to Numbers 22 and 24, or I'm sorry, to Numbers 24. We see the Most High dealing with Balaam. What you're trying to do is suggest the same thing is happening here. We do not read. Hold on, family. Hold on, family.
But
Numbers
to be clear,
12.
I'm not saying the same thing is happening.
Okay.
I'll say over and over, Daniel's situation is different than the Balaam.
I understand.
They were sent to the people with a word from God. Daniel was not sent to the people with a word from God.
No, I agree with that, and I think that's one of the clues that kind of suggests that he's a different prophet. You know what I mean? Like, so that is one clue. He's not sent to give a commission to Israel like every other prophet, especially his contemporaries. Like Ezekiel, he was literally sent to go be a watchman and to go and speak to Israel. Daniel doesn't. But so let's say Daniel doesn't check the box of being commissioned to speak to Israel. He doesn't check the box of being verified from the Lord speaking to him. We see an inference of an angel showing that Daniel was speaking to God. We see Daniel claiming he spoke to God. Here's the problem, family. We don't see God dealing with him. We see God dealing with you can't name one prophet that we don't see God dealing with. You even went to Balaam and we see God dealing with him. What you fail to do, family, respectfully, is show God dealing with Daniel. And I think that's the biggest issue here.
I've showed God dealing with Daniel. God literally sent Daniel angels numerous times.
You're suggesting that God sent them.
I'm not suggesting the narrative of the book.
But let's keep it a buck, though, fam.
The narrative of the book tells you they sent.
Well, the narrative of the book should have at least put the word of the Lord came saying, or the word of the Lord sent angels, or anywhere where the Lord
But
is
that's
declaring his authority.
but
He says he
you
gives
want it
his
to look
authority
like
to
the other prophets,
nobody.
though.
No, I don't want it to look like nothing. I want it to look like
You
Numbers
are.
12, verse 6, brother. I want it to look like Deuteronomy 18. I want it to look like what we
Why
know
would it
a
look like
prophet
Deuteronomy
does,
18?
because it kind of signifies that a prophet's going to have my words in his mouth and is going to address my commands to the people. That's
But
in Numbers 18. And it also shows us
yeah,
a false prophet. It
this is
shows
what
us
you're
the criteria
doing.
for a false prophet.
You're taking the criteria of a prophet that's sent
Hmm.
to the people to give them a message, and you putting it on Daniel. Daniel is not a prophet that's sent to the people. He's not
That's,
sent. He's not sent. Go to these people and prophesy. That's not his mission. So you can't try to put that on him. That's not his mission.
so I'll concede to that. I've been conceding to a lot of what you said, even if I don't agree with it. It's for argument's sake. I'll concede to that. But you also have to admit, family, there's at least it's troublesome that the words of the Lord aren't dealing with Daniel or an angel in the whole book. You are suggesting it. That's called commentary. You keep putting your commentary when the angel speaks, or if Daniel's speaking. You would not have to put commentary if it said the words of the Lord came to me saying. And that's the problem here. For us to think Daniel's visions are inspired by the creator is strictly based off of what we have preconceived notions about. We can't prove that. But I want to just put one more thing out there, fam. Let's say that we digress from that point of Numbers chapter 12, vetting Daniel. But I think that's a very strong point. But let's say that we put a bookmark there for the future. I'm not even talking about for tonight. Here's another issue, family. What if the other prophets didn't allude to the Seleucid Empire or even Titus or the Roman Empire? What if the other prophets were not alluding to what Daniel was alluding to? Is that also not another contradiction?
No, because I think you have Zechariah mention the Greeks.
Where
Um,
at?
and Zechariah, what's that, chapter 9?
Chapter 10 or 11?
No, it's chapter 9, I think.
Yeah, but he says that the sons of Judah are going to recompense the sons of the Grecians. That doesn't place Greece occupying Jerusalem. Daniel, in his visions, he 100%, and this is why scholars suggest that it is ex eventu, because his visions are so spot on. It aligns with the fact it was written in the time or after the time. And
But
then some
even
of
if it
the
was,
things,
though,
huh?
even let's say it was ex eventual and it happened after the time.
Yeah,
It was written
yeah.
after the time. Okay, okay, Ann, let's say that.
What
What's the
we're
point?
dealing with Second Temple occupation and destruction. Daniel was alluding to the fact that a European nation is going to do that. Have you ever read Joel chapter 3:6, where it shows Tyre and Sidon are going to sell Judah to the Grecians? How do you not see that as a stark contradiction to what Daniel and the Apocrypha states?
Say that one more time. So that I missed that. I
Joel
didn't.
chapter 3 is judgment on Gentile nations, and it shows
Mhm.
that and it name drops Tyre and Sidon. I think
Okay.
verse 4 or 5 shows Tyre and Sidon took the choice ornaments from Judea and put it in their temple. We see that the Babylonians did that in Second Chronicles 36, which alludes to them sieging the temple. So
Mhm.
we also see in Joel chapter 3, verse I think 6 and 7, it says, "And what do you have to recompense me, O Tyre and Sidon?" It says, "Because
Mhm.
you have sold the Judeans far from their coast to the Grecians." So
Okay.
Joel is seeing a prophecy of Canaan selling Judah far to the Grecians.
Okay.
Daniel's claiming the Grecians abominated the temple. Those two can't simultaneously
Wait.
exist,
So
brother. So how
you,
do you
you
not
don't
see a contradiction there?
you don't so you don't think that happened in real life? The
Yes, I
Grecians.
know what happened in real life. As
So you
far
don't.
as Judah being sold from Canaan to the Grecians, I do not think that the Grecians, not only do I not
No, I'm not
think,
talking about that. I'm talking about in history. You don't think
not at
the
all.
situation with the
No,
Maccabees.
no, that has nothing to do with biblical Jerusalem.
No,
And
no,
you're laughing about it, but we got to
no,
deal
no,
with
no, 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 no,
Joel
no.
and some of the
No,
other
hold on, this is
prophets
what I'm
too.
trying to understand. So when you say biblical Jerusalem, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about like where the true land would truly be. not in the Levant area where they did the whole Balfour
Oh,
Declaration, et cetera, et cetera. So
okay.
so
Now it's starting to make sense.
yeah, feel me though. But hey, bro, but at the end of this, but at the end of the day,
Hold on,
you
hold on,
know what I
hold on,
mean. But at the
hold
end
on.
of the day,
We have
regardless
a
of
lot
what
of
we wanted,
we have a lot of problems, right? One, the book of Daniel is because you keep saying context. In the context of the book, Daniel is using the Most High's name, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. He's praying to him, and these angels are sent when he prays to that Most High God.
no, the Most High's
Dan-
not talking to him though, brother. Let's
but
not skip over that fact. That's a major
when you
fact. That's
when
the
you
issue
say
that you keep
hold on,
laughing
you keep
over.
saying talk to him. The Most High is talking to him through the angels.
No,
Do you know? Do you know what the word angel? The word angel is just messenger, right?
messenger, it's an intercessor. But hold on,
Okay,
family.
so that these
Before
messengers
you
are
go
sent
that
to him
route
by
though,
God.
but before you go that route, you have to show us where in Torah that's allowed. You
What
can't
you?
show us that. So
What
stop
do you?
putting your commentary
Hold
on
on.
a
Where?
book that you prefer,
Stop right there. Where it's allowed that what's allowed?
where a prophet can have an angel reveal a vision to him instead of the Most High. You're letting an
Oh,
angel take the
oh,
place of the Most High's job. And I'm saying
hold on.
that's not Torah based
All right. So you're asking me to show you in the Tanakh or in the Torah
in the Torah.
where an angel can give a prophet what?
Where an angel can intercede on the Most High's behalf in place of speaking to a prophet. You're adding that into
Okay,
Torah,
so
and we're
stop.
commanded not
Hold
to
on. I'm
add
trying to walk
to
with you.
Torah, family.
So when an angel was sent to Moses, how do you take that?
I'm not, well, an angel was sent to Moses not to deliver a message for Israel. So context is key here, brother. I'm like
I mean,
begging you
look,
for
you
context,
hold
and
on.
and
So
you
hold on,
can't
hold on.
keep walking
No,
outside of
no,
context.
I'm trying to clarify what you're asking for. This is what so you're
You want me to
saying.
rephrase it, fam?
So you're saying, uh, an angel. I have to show you an angel being sent to a prophet to give a message to Israel.
That's not what I'm saying, dog. That's not what I'm
So
saying
that's
at
what I'm
all.
asking
I'm gonna
to make
slow
it
it down.
slow it down.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
slow it down.
Show me what you want to see.
Numbers chapter 12, Deuteronomy 13, Deuteronomy 18 illustrates to us, to Israel, how they can know a prophet is being sent to them. And it says, time after time, I will put my words in his mouth. I will speak to him in dreams and visions. I. The only way for you to make sense of what you just said is to show where in Torah law it actually substitute the creator with an angel or an intercessor or a messenger for taking his place. We don't read that
Oh,
nowhere. You're adding that in.
okay. Stop right there. So you're saying because I'm trying to clarify. So you're saying when a Most High speaks to a prophet, it has to be the Most High directly and not an angel.
I mean, if he's delivering a message to the prophet for Israel, yes, it has to be the creator according to Numbers 12. Now, my challenge to you is I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You would have to show us where an
Mhm.
angel can do this job as well. And then
Where an angel,
I promise you I'll concede.
where an
We're in
angel can come to a prophet
yes.
and speak to him
On behalf of the creator, we need to see
on
that
be
law, brother, for us to know
okay,
it's a fact. Yes.
okay. So you're not gonna find a law like that. Like that you being
And that's
ridiculous.
why we throw
But
away Daniel. That's
so
why
all right,
Daniel's thrown away from scholars.
hold on. Show me a law, like a commandment that an angel can the spirit of the Most High can go in the side of Ezekiel.
Hold on, what? You
That's
you
my
just
point.
remixed everything.
No,
So,
hold on.
okay,
This is why
before
I
I
asked that.
answer that, I'll
Hold on.
answer that.
Hold on.
I'll answer that. Hold on, family.
Before you,
I'll answer that. But can you be fair and
hold
answer
on.
my question?
The reason why I asked that ridiculous question, I don't really need an answer for it because you're not going to. I just asked a silly
No,
question
I can answer
because
that. I can
you
answer that.
because you're. All right,
I can
all right,
answer
go ahead,
that.
answer it. Answer it.
Here's the
You can
answer,
answer it.
and you got to say this answer too. My answer is I can't show that, family. Can you be honest? Can you be honest?
Yes, yeah.
Can
Okay,
you be honest?
let me say this.
All
I'm gonna say
right.
this. It's a ridiculous. I asked a ridiculous question, just
No,
like you
just
asked.
say you can't
Hold
find it,
on,
brother.
hold on. I asked a ridiculous question, just like you asked a ridiculous question, but you because you're not going to see commandments like that in the Torah. So
So
no, I
you
can't show
adding
that
then.
because it's a
So then you're
ridiculous.
adding
So
then, brother.
no, but what we're going to see is examples. We're not going to see laws. We're going to see examples. For example, we not only have an angel sent to Moses in the Torah. We also have an angel sent to Joshua. Both were prophets, giving them the
Can you
word of
show us
God
where that?
on behalf. Hold on. On behalf of God. We also have angels sent to
Where?
Abraham on behalf
Where?
of God.
Because here's the
What are you talking about? We have
context again.
angels
I
sent to
don't
prophets.
want you to mince. Hold on, family. I don't want you to mince anything up. I'm not asking for when an angel was dealing with an Israelite. I'm asking for
No,
when
a
an angel
prophet.
is allowed. I'm asking for when an angel is allowed to deliver a prophecy to a prophet in place of the creator. You first off, you don't have one singular example of that with anybody because the only example is Daniel. He is the only
No.
prophet that steps outside of every
No.
realm that makes a prophet a prophet. So my thing
No.
is this, brother. All that I asked you for was one simple thing. Can you show us?
Hold on. Stop right there. When it says the word of the Most High came to somebody, when it says the word of the Most High came to somebody, how do you think that message comes to them?
In a
Because I'm
dream or a
curious.
vision, according to Numbers
No,
12.
but you have some instances where they're not in a dream or a vision where a word came to them.
Oh, show us.
In the book of Zechariah. Let's go to the book of
Those
Zechariah.
are all dreams and visions when he's the
Let's
only
go.
way
Let's go
that
to the book. Let's
okay,
go
but
to the
hold
book.
on. Before we go to the book of Zechariah, can you deal with something that you ran away from, family? And
Sure.
and, and
What?
I'm not
What
going
is
to
it?
let you run away from this,
I'm
my
not.
guy.
What is it? What is it?
Joel
I thought I
3
was answering your
6.
question.
Joel 3:6, that this was our point. And somehow you ran all the way away from all the context of what I asked you. I'm gonna
Stop
ask
saying
you
I ran.
again.
We're having a conversation. I didn't run. Like you're not
Daniel,
asking nothing to be running from, bro.
okay, well then answer this then.
What is it?
Joel 3:6 shows Canaanites sold
Mhm.
Judeans to the Grecians. When in
Okay.
history, either secular history or biblical history, did that occur? And prove it.
I don't think that happened yet.
S- Joel 3:6 is future?
Yeah, I don't think that happened yet. Can you show me where it happened at?
No, I can't in history, but I could show you in the
What do you
prophets where it happened.
What do you mean? Where it's prophesied or where it
where
happened?
where that's prophesied to happen. Like we don't
No, I
have
know. Yes,
recordings
it's
of that happening.
prophesied where it happened, but no, I don't believe it happened yet. I can't
But
show.
Gadol, you think that's gonna happen when the third temple is resurrected or is reconstructed? You really
Yes,
hold on. So time out. So
yes.
time out. So then the creator is going to make a new covenant with us in which he promises safety is going to be on earth, especially with us. But somehow
Mm-hmm.
Canaan and Tyre going to sell us back to the Grecians in the future. Make
Yes.
that make sense.
Okay, I'll make this make sense.
Okay,
In
I'm
the
all
future,
ears, fam.
there's going to be a future war where all nations are gathered against Jerusalem. Correct?
No, that already happened. Joel 3
So
already happened.
show me where it happened in history.
Edom, Canaan, Tyre. Here's how you prove it, family.
No.
Where's the modern or
No, this is what I want. Stop right
like
there.
where's
You're
the
talking too
biblical
fast.
Egyptians?
You said it happened. Show me some historical evidence that happened already.
It's not in history. I don't deal with their
So how?
authorized history.
So
I
I
don't deal
think
with their history.
have me and you talked before?
I don't know. I
I'm like
definitely have DM'd
you
you
reminded me of
about
somebody I talked
debating
like
this.
you remind me of somebody I talked. Y'all used to say y'all reject all history. So so you can't show nothing in history that it happened. So how can you say it happened, bro?
Off of the lens of Torah and Tanakh. That's our
That's
history.
not
Like,
good enough,
what
bro.
do you think history is, though, family? Like,
That's
the
not good enough.
etymology of history is what, family? Like, what's the etymology of history boiled down to?
What you gonna say? His story or something like that?
No, it boils down
Oh,
to our ancestors. It boils
oh,
down to what our
okay.
ancestors
But this the
recorded.
problem I have.
So, no,
I
but hold
oh,
on real quick,
go
though, family. Modernized history is not anything our ancestors recorded. That's why there's so many holes in it. If we were to do a debate on if Torah and Tanakh aligns with modern history, you would fail that a million times out of a million times because it does not. So don't try to hold me to the fire on dealing with something filled with holes. I deal with Torah and Tanakh. And in the prophecies of Tanakh, they allude to Canaan sieging the temple and selling Judeans to the Grecians. I'm saying that
I
already
agree.
happened and takes place of the Seleucids or Titus
But
wholeheartedly.
the problem you're having, you're saying it already happened, but you can't show it happened. So
No,
now,
we
like
cannot show that happening in history. No.
you see the conundrum I'm in though.
No, I definitely do see your conundrum. And I've been being very genuine with you. Here's the thing though, family.
You have.
If Daniel is ex eventu literature that's proven by scholars, why would they admit to what actually happened to the second temple? They would never admit to what actually happened to Zerubbabel's temple if they want to superimpose their history on it. So all that I'm stating is this, brother. Daniel and the Apocrypha are superimpositions on our true history on what occurred during our scattering. According to our prophets, our neighbors, the ones that we make covenants with, that we were warned since like Deuteronomy 31 not to. And Deuteronomy 31 tells us this, family. It says, if you make covenants with the neighbors around you, I'm going to break the covenant I made with you and I'm going to scatter you. So that is only plausible
Yeah,
that the neighbors of Israel sieged Israel and scattered us, not any Europeans, family. That's the point right now.
this the problem I have. All right, let me get back to this stat, right? Because I can clearly show that in the future there's going to be another cutoff and another scattering, according to the Tanakh.
Hmm.
Right now, in the book of Zechariah and in the book of Ezekiel, they speak about this future war.
Hmm.
Ezekiel speaks about the future second Exodus, and when you go into the wilderness, you go into the land. Gog and Magog and all those nations are
Ezekiel 38.
going to come against us. I don't believe that happened yet. This is a future war. And then in the book of Zechariah, it talks about that same war, and it also says that it's going to get to a point where they're going to come into the land and destroy many people, and 2/3 are going to get cut off,
Hmm.
and some are going to get scattered.
Hmm.
That's when that's the time I feel like that Joel 3 has happened. That's biblical prophecy. I'm actually doing a presentation about the messianic era, and that's going to be a part of it. I can show that. So that's not hard for me to show in the Tanakh with biblical prophecy. It's hard for for you to say, "Oh, it happened," but I can't show it happened.
100%.
That's hard for me, right?
But
And when
someone got to stick to that square, though. If I know for a fact there's multiple contradictions between two quote unquote sources, that means one source is heavily flawed, and I choose not to
But
use
what's
that
the
source, especially.
contradictions though? What's the contradiction? The whole Daniel, I know we probably not going to agree on this. In the book of Daniel, context, he
Hmm.
says over and over, the God he worships is Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh.
Hmm.
The angels say, "Yo, you was praying to Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. He sent us. I was sent from the beginning of your prayer. I'm sent to give you this message." He was even sent to give him understanding of Jeremiah's word, of the word of the Lord from Jeremiah. The context lets us know what God he's dealing with and who's sending those angels. All through the Tanakh, angels are sent. Angels are sent to Abraham. Angels are sent to angel was sent to Moses. An angel was sent to Joshua. Angels are sent in the book of Judges. Angels are sent to
Ezekiel.
the people.
Yeah, and I
Yes,
agree.
angels are sent. So me understanding that, no, I agree with you. Daniel is not the prophet that the Most High says, "Huh, take my word and give it to the people." He's not one of those prophets. So I don't
Hmm.
hold him to that criteria. But
Hmm.
he is. I would say this. I wouldn't say special. Special. I wouldn't say special prophet. He's a different prophet. His words were
Hmm.
taken, was written down, so that we can have it now and say, "Oh, okay, this is what Daniel was talking about."
Yeah,
I don't. He wasn't sent to the people. So
I'll give you that, bro. I'm not trying to really belabor anything. I feel like even just us getting some of these points out, my whole thing is just to make us think, bro. Like if you think about us being scattered people in a crazy diaspora, a huge gray area would be our expulsion from the land. My main thing is that we allow our oppressors to dominate our history. And mind you, our history starts with our ancestors. We're letting them dominate what occurred to us. And you're correct. Like when coming across information, historical information, I don't think it would even be suitable to try to use secular history because it will never collide, or it will collide. It will never confirm what the prophets and Torah said. And I don't think that these Europeans are even attempting to do that. I truly, genuinely think that they superimposed their version of Second Temple expulsion onto us, and we read into it too much. I also believe the one bridge from Tanakh into their timelines is the book of Daniel. And if you take black people out of that conversation, white people, even white Christians, even rabbis, they all agree Daniel is to be seen as apocalyptic literature, not as an inspired prophet. So to me, that already raises red flags. Why is Daniel a book that even a Christian scholar like John J. Collins, he's a renowned Christian scholar that agrees Daniel has a later date and should never be viewed as if he was someone walking this earth. It should be seen as apocalyptic literature. But my thing is, if they all can shine a light on that, and it's the only bridge we have into the Hellenistic period, maybe it really is an issue with this whole thing, like from him being even vetted as a prophet, like what makes him a prophet, to his prophecies alluding to Antiochus and to Titus, and the other prophets don't say that. Like for instance,
he don't allude to Titus. He does.
well, he alludes to Antiochus putting a pig head on the altar, brother. The other prophets, they all declare that the whole altar, the whole temple is going to be burnt down. It's going to be torn down. There's not even going to be an altar to place anything on.
He
That's
did
the
burn it
true
down.
desolation, is that the whole temple gets burnt down.
They did do
But
that during the time of.
before
They
I give
did
it
do
back
that.
to you, fam, okay. But before I give it right back to you, I'm gonna land with this. For you to say that angels speaking on behalf of the creator, or Daniel speaking on behalf of the creator, and we don't see the creator speaking to him, my issue is that allows in people like Joseph Smith, like Jesus Christ, like any oracle, any prophet, any false prophet. They can make the same declarations Daniel was doing, because we don't see thus saith the word of the Lord speaking to him, like Torah says we need our prophets to be in line
But
with, if that makes sense.
to be fair, they those people you named, they do more of what Isaiah and Ezekiel did than Daniel.
For sure. I
They
agree.
would say that I was sent by the Most High with the word of the Most High. They do more of that than Daniel.
I agree. I agree.
I don't think Daniel allows that in there. But
Okay.
we can say this about the book of Daniel. I understand why people don't call Daniel a prophet. And I understand why even the rabbis and the Tanakh doesn't put Daniel in the prophets, because he's not in the pattern of the normal prophets that, take this word, give it to the people, prophesy, thus saith the Most High. Daniel doesn't do that in there. He has dreams and visions, and the dreams and visions are interpreted by angels. So I can understand why they don't view him as a prophet.
Mm-hmm.
But those dreams and those visions that he had were prophecies, because they did come to fruition. And I understand John Collins and different academic world, how they view the book of Daniel. But me, let's say, take away Daniel was written post everything. Now it's just a history book. Okay, cool. It's just a history book. Great. Still doesn't make a difference. It's just a history book. It was written afterwards. He just documented everything that happened. Okay, now we have an Israelite brother documenting history of our own history during the Hellenistic time period. The book is still useful for that, because where else are we going to get that history from? So that's why I wouldn't even debate it, because whether it was written before and it was prophesied, or it was written afterwards and he just documented what happened, it doesn't really change anything for me, honestly. That's why it's not like one of those things I get up and ready to debate about, honestly. So it doesn't change
Well, from
anything.
the historical side, I feel you. I feel where you're coming from, especially from someone like me that don't really deal with what they have to say anyway. If they told me that this book was authorized or not, I don't leave it up to a European to like let me understand anything. I feel like we all have God-given wisdom and understanding, and that our goal is to chase that through Torah and through all of our supplications in exile and everything that we're called to do, like Leviticus 26 commands us to do. My thing though is this, brother,
Daniel did
emphatically.
Leviticus 26. You gotta love him. He did Leviticus 26.
That's another question right there. I don't know if you're ready for it though, family. Like in
He did do Leviticus 26.
not really. I wouldn't say he did. But
Oh,
Leviticus 26 is a commission for everybody to repent of their sins. Daniel did it on his own. He should have commissioned all of Israel to do Leviticus
wait,
26. If you
remember
want to keep it to Torah though.
remember he wasn't with the people. He was like
Okay,
Joseph.
okay.
He was up. He was top Egypt. I mean, top of Babylon. He was
Up
by
in the
himself.
court, all that, bro.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. But so when Daniel was saying that I was confessing my sins and the sins of the people, that's another flaw right there, because we can read in Second Chronicles 36 that the sins of the people was that they transgressed the house of the Lord and polluted it with idolatry. That's the sin of them being taken captive. So if Daniel's confessing of their sins and saying my sins as well, was he doing the same thing as Israel to be taken captive? But that's not really a real question. I was just throwing that out there. But
I'm about to say, because Isaiah confessed his sins too. So
Facts, but he didn't include himself with the sins that Israel did. Daggone it. That's a high to get
But you,
expelled out of the land. You polluted the land with idolatry. So
but
Isaiah didn't incorporate himself with their sin. He just confessed of his own sins, and we don't really know what they were at the time.
well, you got to remember, and Daniel was sent to Babylon to fulfill what God spoke. Who was that, to David or to
To
Hezekiah or to
Jeremiah,
Solomon?
right?
Was it that his children were going to go into Babylon
Yeah.
as
Well,
eunuchs?
no, the eunuch part, that's in shoot, I forget where we read that at.
Yeah, but I think Daniel was sent to prophesy that. I mean, not
Okay.
to fulfill that prophecy. But
Well, that's all fair. But
but
I
yeah,
don't
man.
think
Look,
that,
man.
bro, I don't think,
Ain't nothing wrong with the
and
Book
I'm
of
gonna
Daniel,
land with
man.
this though, fam. I'm gonna land with this. It's your humble opinion to say there's nothing wrong with the book of Daniel. I don't see anything wrong with you saying that. As a matter of fact, I think that you're good to stand by your guns if it is a later date or an earlier date. That point made a lot of sense for you to say from the historical analysis. I ain't got no smoke on it, really. I'll concede to that. My qualm is from the biblical point of view. But when comparing him to his contemporaries or the other prophets, they do not lend the same prophecy concerning second temple land expulsion that Daniel does. And that's one of the biggest red flags. The second red flag is for him to give the most grandiose prophecies in all of Tanakh, but he's not vetted as a prophet, is definitely an issue as well. So those are two of my main issues. But when I asked you about Joel 3 and a few other places you gave your answer, you at least gave an answer. You're the first person that gave me an answer on Joel 3:6. And you're saying it's future. Everybody else, they claim that the Canaanites raided the temple and sold the Judeans to the Grecians in the first temple. At least you're not saying nothing like that. So
Yeah,
I appreciate you trying to be as genuine as possible. And definitely was too. And that's why I let you know you learned me something over there in Numbers 24. Like, and I ain't got no issue saying that. But I also
mhm.
will say that Balaam had the most high speaking to him, brother. And we
Oh
don't
yeah,
see that in Daniel. So
yeah. I
I
understand. I
appreciate your
just
time though, dog. For
and I
real.
want to say this before you go. All prophets prophesy something that other prophets may not have prophesied on. For example, you have no other prophet that prophesies the third temple, as
Yep,
Ezekiel prophesies.
I
Daniel
agree.
doesn't prophesy that. Isaiah doesn't prophesy that. You don't have no other prophet from, I could be wrong, but I'm just going off my memory, that prophesied about the new heaven and the new Jerusalem and the new heavens and the new earth as Isaiah prophesied about. So you have things that's unique to, even with Ezekiel talking about the whole seraphim and the wheels and all that. You don't
Yeah.
have that. Jeremiah prophesied about there's going to be no more Ark of the Covenant in the future.
Hmm.
So you have things that's unique to different prophets, right? So yes, Daniel, him getting into these four beasts and getting into all that and giving extra detail about that, that's unique to him. Even though other prophets do touch on the future beast and the future war and stuff like that, they don't touch on it as he touched on it. So that is unique to him. But all prophets have something unique to themselves. And I want to say this, bro. I actually enjoyed this conversation. You know, I was kind of turned up a little bit because how you was coming in my comments. So I was ready for that type of stuff. But talking to you and realize how humble you are, I definitely appreciate the conversation and things like that, bro. So it's all love. It's all love. But
Bro,
just
for
ease
lack
up
of
on
better
me in
term,
my
I
com.
will,
Ease
I
up on
will,
me in
I
the com.
will. Hey, bro, I'm gonna ease up on you because you daggone, you actually went back and forth. Most of these cats up here, bro, they be trying to protect their image way too much. So I can respect you for inviting the smoke, for clearing the smoke, even though we're leaving, disagreeing still. I
Mhm.
I ain't got no qualms with it, bro. So.
Yeah.
Shalom to you and yours, though, bro. That's really all I gotta say. And shoot, man, I
Yeah.
appreciate that dialogue, man. It's always good for two folks. And hey, bro, don't ever apologize for you being you. Like, for lack
Yeah.
of better terms, we African American. We love
Yeah.
the energy, bro. Like, that's how
Facts,
we
facts.
get down before getting in the truth. And I ain't got no problem with still being like that in the truth, fam. So
Yeah.
it's all good, bro. It's all love, family.
Indeed, indeed. Shalom, man. And you welcome anytime, man. I'm here. We reading Torah. You could come together, we could read Torah, you can touch on Torah, we could discuss Torah, you could drop some wisdom. You're always welcome. You know, we could disagree and still be brothers and still show love to each other, man. So all praises. It was good to have you here, man. Shalom. Enjoyed it. You can I would I let me tell you something, right? I pushed my lives back to 8:30 because I wanted to be in bed early, and you kept me up later than I wanted to be up, but I stayed on for you. So just know, man.
All right, fam. All right, fam.
Shalom, man. It was
You
good
got it,
dialogue.
man. All right, family. Shalom to you, man. All
All right,
esteem to the
shalom.
creator alone, family. Peace.
Indeed, all praises.
All right.
I mean, yeah, so yeah, I only plan to go live from 8:30 to 9:30. It's like I went live at 9:30. We getting off at 10:30. But all praises, man. It was a good dialogue. Yeah, so you're gonna have those questions about Daniel. The book of Daniel is, and scholars read the book of Daniel and they said, bro, this dude was so spot on when it comes to the time of the Greeks and Antiochus Epiphanes. They said this has to be backdated, right? Has to be. And because Daniel's life and the way he walked was not the same way other prophets were, he wasn't sent to the people with a word and with prophecies. A lot of people say they take away the prophethood from Daniel. They say Daniel wasn't a prophet. He didn't give any prophecies. He wasn't sent to the people. And this is why you have Daniel not being in the prophet sections in the Tanakh and stuff like that. So I understand all those things. My stance, though, Daniel was a prophet. He just was a different type of prophet, right? The dreams he had, the visions he had, they came to pass. That's prophecy, right? So that's my stance on it. But all praise to the Most High. I got to get off now. My daughter was coming to the door. I was ignoring her and all that stuff. So I got to get off. My dinner is probably cold now. But shalom. I'm not gonna go through all your comments. I see some of them, but I need to hurry up and get off because I want to eat. I still gotta do my push-ups. I still gotta do my prayer, and I gotta call my daughter back. So I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow night, 8:30. Shalom. I pray you guys sleep well. I pray you guys wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed and restored and ready to attack the day in Torah, man. Lila Tov, all praise to the Most High. Hey, I'm Gadol Hagadol, the prolific one. Thank you for tuning into Torah After Dark. Thank you for being a part of the Torah After Dark crew, the Torah After Dark family. Our mission here is to read Torah, extract wisdom for Torah that we could implement into our daily lives to make our walk in Torah better. That's what we do here. We uplift, we love, and we strengthen our path in Torah. I have a new book out. It's called The Image Still Stands, a prophetic history of empire, captivity, and restoration. If you stay a little bit longer, you can catch the audio reading of the introduction to my book. And if you like it, if you enjoy it, make it your next read. Go on Kindle, Amazon, and purchase and support the book. Shalom.
The Image Still Stands, a prophetic history of empire, captivity, and restoration, written by Gadol Hagadol. Introduction, a prophetic vision from Babylon to America. When King Nebuchadnezzar dreamed of the colossal statue in the second chapter of Daniel, he saw more than the rise and fall of ancient empires. He saw the entire story of human dominion, from Babylon until the very end of the age. Each metal, gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay represented not just a kingdom, but a spirit of power that would continue to move through time, changing forms, yet never dying. The prophecy did not end with Rome. It lives on in the divided world of our day, the global systems, the nations, and even the bloodlines that still carry the legacy of that ancient iron. This book unveils that continuity. It reveals how the statue of Daniel 2 still stands upon the earth, not as stone and metal, but as institutions, religions, and rulers who trace their origin to the same imperial roots. The world we live in is in the final phase of that vision. The feet of iron mixed with clay are powerful, technological, and militarized, yet divided, unstable, and morally weak. This is the introduction to The Image Still Stands. Continue to read for more. The Image Still Stands, a prophetic history of empire, captivity, and restoration, written by Gadol Hagadol. A kingdom that never died. Rome did not perish. It split. Its body was divided into two legs, and its soul was carried forward by two civilizations, the Christian West and the Islamic East. The western leg marched under the sign of the cross through the Germanic tribes who became the kings and conquerors of Europe. The eastern leg marched beneath the crescent through the caliphates that arose from the lands of the old Byzantines. Together they ruled the world for more than 1,000 years, the 2 feet of iron and clay, walking across continents and peoples, enslaving bodies and shaping minds. From the Franks and Saxons came the crowns of Europe and the governments of the Americas. From the caliphs and the sultans came the empires of the East and the faith that bound millions under a single creed. And between these 2 powers, the wood and the stone, the children of Israel were scattered, serving under both crosses and crescents, just as foretold in Deuteronomy 28:64. This is The Image Still Stands. Continue to read for more. The Image Still Stands, A Prophetic History of Empire, Captivity, and Restoration by Gadol HaGadol. The Living Feet of Empire. The prophecy of Daniel 2 is not merely ancient history. It is prophetic continuity. The iron of Rome still strengthens our armies, our economies, and our governments. The clay of human weakness still fractures our societies. Modern Europe, America, and the Islamic world are not new orders. They are renewed forms of the same divided empire. Even today, its bloodlines still move within the halls of power. The rulers of the modern West, from royal families to political dynasties, descend from the same Germanic tribes that inherited Rome's dominion. Donald Trump's family line, traced to Karlstadt, Germany, stands as one such visible thread linking modern authority to the old iron of Europe's tribal kings. He represents more than a man or a movement. He is a living emblem of the western foot of the image, showing that the Iron Kingdom still walks. On the other side stands the eastern foot, the nations that once formed the caliphates. Their descendants now govern the Middle East and North Africa, still wrestling with the same mixture of strength and fragility. Together, these 2 halves uphold the present world order, an empire that speaks different languages, prays to different gods, but remains joined by trade, technology, and global power. This is The Image Still Stands, written by Gadol HaGadol. Continue to read for more. The Image Still Stands, A Prophetic History of Empire, Captivity, and Restoration, written by Gadol HaGadol. The Stone Yet to Strike. Daniel saw the end, a stone cut without hands that would strike the feet and shatter the statue from the bottom up. It is not religion, politics, or human reform that will break this system. It will be the direct act of heaven. The stone will crush not Babylon alone, nor Greece or Rome alone, but the entire image, the full body of man's dominion. Then the mountain of the eternal will rise and fill the whole earth. We are living in the time of the feet, the closing era of divided power and mixed nations, the east and west, the cross and the crescent, the iron and the clay, all stand together, awaiting the final collision with the stone. This book explores that journey, how prophecy, empire, and identity converge in our time, and why the kingdoms of men still stand only to fall before the kingdom that cannot be shaken. This is The Image Still Stands. Continue to read for more.